Life will always test you. People will doubt you, disrespect you, or try to pull you into situations that don't serve your growth. In those moments, most people react. They argue, they fight back, they waste energy proving themselves. But the truth is, reacting doesn't change the situation. It only drains you. The real power is not in reacting, but in rising above it. Don't react, just elevate. When you choose not to react, you're not showing weakness. You're showing strength. It means you value your peace more than someone's opinion. You understand that your energy is too valuable to waste on every battle. Elevation means focusing on your goals, your vision, and your higher purpose. Instead of arguing, you build. Instead of proving them wrong with words, you let success speak for itself. Every time life tries to pull you into chaos, see it as an invitation to level up. The greatest leaders, dreamers, and achievers didn't rise by reacting to every insult or obstacle. They rose by staying locked in, focused, and elevating beyond the noise. Sometimes the hardest battle ain't with the world, it's with yourself. Everybody want to talk about winning on the outside. Cars, money, respect. But the real victory starts with mastering what's inside. If you can't control your emotions, you'll be controlled by them. And when you're controlled by them, you'll move reckless, make decisions out of pride, and lose opportunities that were meant for you. Think about it. How many times you've seen somebody blow up over something small? They react fast, they talk wild, they let anger write the script. Later, they regret it. That's what happens when you don't master yourself. Reaction becomes a weakness. Discipline becomes the strength. There's a quote that says, "Hey, who angers you conquers you." If somebody can pull you out of your character, they just won. They didn't even have to throw a punch. All they had to do was push a button and you gave them the satisfaction. But the one who masters self, who keeps calm when the storm is loud, that's the one who really wins. I remember growing up seeing dudes in the neighborhood who couldn't control their pride. Somebody looked at them wrong. They felt disrespected and they reacted. In the moment, it might feel like power. But after, it's jail time, broken friendships, lost chances. You can't build a future off reactions. You build a future off discipline, patience, and vision. Mastering yourself don't mean you ignore your emotions. It means you acknowledge them, but don't let them drive the car. Anger, jealousy, pride, they can ride with you, but they don't get to touch the wheel. You the driver, not them. When you operate with self-mastery, people start noticing. They can't shake you. They can't distract you. They can't throw you off your purpose. It's like standing in a room full of noise and still hearing your own heartbeat. That calmness, that focus, that's a weapon. Now let's talk about growth over reaction. Growth is what happens when you take the pain, the disrespect, the failure, and instead of reacting to it, you learn from it. Every situation got two doors. One leads to reaction. The other leads to growth. Most people choose the first because it's easy. Somebody disrespects you, you clap back. Somebody doubts you, you argue. That's reaction. But growth says, I don't need to prove myself right now. I'll let time and progress speak for me. I knew a young cat once who got laughed at for chasing his dream. People told him he wasn't built for it, that he should give it up. He wanted to fire back, tell them they were wrong, prove them wrong in the moment. But he stayed silent. He put his head down, kept grinding, kept improving. Years later, those same people who laughed at him ended up working for him. That's growth over reaction. See, reacting is about the present moment. Growth is about the long game. And life ain't about who wins today. It's about who's still standing 10 years from now. You ever notice how people who stay calm in chaos usually end up on top? That's because they're not wasting energy on small battles. They know every reaction is energy spent. And energy is currency. If you're spending all your energy reacting to negativity, you're broke when it comes to building your future. Growth teaches you to invest that energy back into yourself, your craft, your vision. There's an old story of a farmer who got cursed at by a villager. Instead of yelling back, the farmer smiled and kept working. The villager asked, "Why don't you respond to me?" The farmer said, "If someone tries to give you a gift and you don't accept it, who does it belong to?" The villager said, "It still belongs to the one who offered it." The farmer nodded. "Exactly. So your anger stays with you. I don't accept it." That's growth over reaction. When you start living like that, you realize not every action deserves your energy. Not every battle deserves your sword. Sometimes elevation is silence. Sometimes the loudest clapback is success. Self-mastery and growth go hand in hand. One keeps you in control of yourself. The other pushes you forward despite what's around you. Together, they make you unstoppable. But you got to practice. This ain't something you master overnight. It's like training a muscle. Every time you feel anger rise, you take a breath. Every time somebody tries to drag you into drama, you step back and ask, is this worth my energy? Every time your pride tells you to react, you remind yourself your purpose is bigger. Discipline is hard in the moment but pays off forever. Reaction feels good in the moment but costs you later. The choice is yours. And let me be real with you. People are going to test you more when they see you mastering yourself. Because your peace threatens their chaos, your calmness shines a light on the insecurity. So they'll push harder trying to get you to react. That's when you got to double down. That's when you got to remember the mission. Growth ain't about proving them wrong. It's about proving yourself right. It's about becoming the version of you that can't be moved, can't be distracted, can't be broken. The version of you that don't need to react because elevation already proved the point. So when the world comes at you sideways, don't react, just elevate. People don't realize how expensive their energy is. Not money, not time, but energy. Every day you wake up with a certain amount of it, and what you give it to determines where your life goes. Some people spend it all gossiping, all arguing, all worrying, all reacting. At the end of the day, they wonder why they're drained. They wonder why their dreams ain't moving forward. It's because they gave their energy to distractions instead of their vision. Protecting your energy ain't about cutting everybody off or living in a bubble. It's about knowing what deserves your attention and what don't. Think about it. If you give light to weeds, they'll grow just as fast as flowers. The question is, do you want to water weeds or do you want to water fruit? Your focus is the water. Your energy is the soil. Whatever you feed will grow. There's a saying, where attention goes, energy flows, and where energy flows, results show. If your attention is on negativity, that's what multiplies. If your attention is on growth, that's what multiplies. Simple. But most people don't stop to ask themselves, am I investing my energy or am I wasting it? I've seen people lose whole years of their life because they couldn't protect their energy. They gave it to beefs, to jealousy, to proving themselves to people who didn't even matter in the long run. They let their peace get hijacked by people who weren't even building nothing. It's like giving the keys to your house to a stranger and being surprised when they trash the place. Protecting your energy is about boundaries. If someone always drains you when they come around, that's a sign. If every time you open your phone, you feel worse, that's a sign. If your mind feels heavy after a conversation, that's a sign. You can't control what people do, but you can control what you allow. One time I heard a story about a man carrying 2 buckets, one full of water, one full of gasoline. Everywhere he went, people had fires. Some were good fires, like the fire of passion, ambition, and vision. Some were bad fires, like drama, hate, and jealousy. The man's choice was simple. Does he pour water or does he pour gasoline? That's what protecting energy looks like. Every interaction, every situation, you choose. Are you fueling this or are you putting it out? Now let's connect this to the elevation mindset. See, elevation is not just about climbing higher in life. It's about choosing higher responses, higher perspectives, higher ways of being. When you elevate, you stop asking, why me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? You stop saying, I got to win today, and start saying, I'm building for the long run. And elevation mindset is dangerous in the best way because it takes you out of the cycle most people are stuck in. Most people live on reaction. They react to bills. They react to problems. They react to people. But when you elevate, you move with intention. You're not living on the defense. You're creating offense. You're not letting life dictate your moves. You're designing the life you want. There's a quote that goes, when they go low, you go high. That's elevation. Not because you're better than anybody, but because you refuse to let negativity shrink you. You understand that the higher you climb, the less you can carry. You can't bring grudges up the mountain. You can't bring petty arguments up the mountain. You can't bring old habits up the mountain. The higher you go, the lighter you gotta travel. I knew a brother who grew up in chaos. Every day somebody was trying to pull him into trouble. He told me once that the best decision he ever made wasn't fighting harder. It was walking away and putting that same energy into his craft. He elevated. Years later, the same streets that tried to hold him back started celebrating him. That's the thing about elevation. When you rise, you inspire others to rise too. But let me keep it real. Elevation ain't comfortable. You'll lose people. You'll lose habits you thought defined you. You'll outgrow conversations, circles, and even versions of yourself. That's the price. But the return, peace, vision, legacy, you stop living just for survival and start living for purpose. When you protect your energy and adopt an elevation mindset, your whole life changes. You wake up different. You don't need to prove yourself in every argument. You don't need to clap back at every insult. You don't need to attend every battle you're invited to. You understand the real war is internal. Discipline vs distraction. Purpose vs pride. Elevation vs reaction. One of the most powerful things I ever heard was, don't join battles that don't pay you. That don't just mean money. That means if it don't pay your peace, your growth, your future, it ain't worth it. Protect your energy. Elevate your mindset. Imagine your life like a skyscraper. The first few floors are crowded. Everybody down there fighting, yelling, rushing. But the higher you go, the quieter it gets. The air gets cleaner. The view gets clearer. That's what elevation feels like. But here's the thing. Elevators are closed for some people. You can't take everybody with you because not everybody is willing to climb. And that's okay. Your job ain't to carry them. Your job is to keep elevating. When you choose to elevate, you stop living like life is happening to you and start living like life is happening through you. Every challenge becomes a stepping stone. Every loss becomes a lesson. Every delay becomes direction. That's the mindset that separates the ones who break through from the ones who stay stuck. And you'll notice something else. The more you protect your energy and elevate, the less noise you need around you. Silence becomes power. Focus becomes wealth. Peace becomes success, because you finally understand that reacting to everything keeps you on the ground, but choosing growth and calmness helps you rise above. So let me leave you with this thought. Your energy is your wealth. Your mindset is your vehicle. Protect one, elevate the other, and there ain't a mountain you can't climb. A lot of people underestimate the power of patience. They want everything quick money, quick success, quick recognition. But anything built fast usually falls just as fast. Real wealth, real legacy, real peace takes time. Keynote 5 is about discipline and consistency. Two things everybody talks about, but few are willing to live by. Discipline is waking up when you don't feel like it. It's saying no to distractions that look good in the moment, but rob you of the future. Consistency is showing up again and again, even when nobody's clapping, even when it feels like nobody's watching. Together, they separate the ones who dream from the ones who build. I once heard a story of a bamboo tree. For 5 years, you water it, nurture it, protect it, and nothing happens above the soil. To anybody watching, it looks like a waste of time. But on the 5th year, it breaks through the ground and grows 80 feet tall in just a few weeks. Now ask yourself, did it grow 80 feet in a few weeks, or did it grow 80 feet in 5 years? The truth is, all that time it was building roots strong enough to hold its height. That's what discipline and consistency look like. You may not see results right away, but every day you're laying roots. And when the breakthrough comes, it happens fast because the foundation is solid. Discipline ain't about being perfect. It's about being committed. You're going to fall sometimes. You're going to miss days. You're going to feel discouraged. But the real difference is, do you get back up? Do you keep watering your seed when nobody believes it'll grow? I knew a young brother who wanted to be a boxer. He wasn't the fastest. He wasn't the strongest, but he had one thing most people lack: consistency. He was in the gym every day, rain, shine, sick, tired. He showed up. Years later, people who were naturally more talented than him faded out, but he kept rising. Not because he had the best punches, but because he had the best discipline. That's the lesson. Talent might open the door, but discipline and consistency keep you inside the room. Now, discipline alone ain't enough. You need vision. That brings me to Keynote 16, the big picture. An elevation mindset means you don't just look at today, you look at where today can take you 5, 10, 20 years from now. Too many people sacrifice the future for the present. They want the short high instead of the long gain. But the ones who win understand sacrifice is part of the process. There's a saying, don't trade what you want most for what you want now. That's the code. You might want comfort now, but what you really want is freedom later. You might want to sleep in now, but what you really want is to build something that lets you wake up when you want. Vision makes the sacrifice worth it. Think about architects. Before they lay one brick, they got blueprints. They know what the building gonna look like when it's finished. That vision keeps them steady through the slow process of building. Without it, every delay feels like failure. But with vision, every step, no matter how small, feels like progress. I remember seeing a man in the neighborhood who worked 2 jobs. People laughed at him, saying he was wasting his time. But he had a bigger vision. He wasn't just working jobs. He was stacking to buy a business. Years later, he owned the same building people used to laugh at him for cleaning. That's the power of vision. When you see the big picture, you don't get stuck in small thinking. And here's the thing. Vision ain't just about money or success. It's about legacy. It's about who you become while you chase it. The bigger your vision, the stronger your discipline needs to be. The stronger your discipline, the louder your consistency speaks. People will doubt you, but consistency shuts them up. People will test you, but discipline keeps you calm. And vision reminds you why you started when the road gets hard. Discipline and vision work like a compass and a map. Discipline keeps you walking straight. Vision tells you where you're going. Without discipline, you'll keep starting and quitting. Without vision, you'll keep moving but never know why. But when you got both, nothing can stop you. Now let me drop a little story to bring it home. There was once a sculptor working on a block of marble. Every day he chipped at it little by little. People passed by and laughed. You've been working on this rock for months and it still looks the same. The sculptor just kept chipping. One day he finished and the rock revealed a beautiful statue. The same people who laughed were now amazed. One of them asked, "How did you create this?" The sculptor replied, "I didn't create it. The statue was already inside. I just removed what didn't belong." That's what discipline and vision do for your life. They chip away the distractions, the excuses, the fear until the best version of you stands tall. And don't get it twisted, discipline and vision ain't glamorous. It's early mornings, late nights, saying no when yes would feel easier. It's working in silence while others party. It's believing in roots before the tree appears. That's why most people don't stick with it. But if you can push past the discomfort and stay consistent, you'll wake up one day and realize you've become everything you said you would. So protect your energy, keep your discipline, and hold your vision tight, because at the end of the day, everything you want is on the other side of consistency. Everything you dream of lives inside the sacrifices you're willing to make. And when the breakthrough comes, and you'll know it wasn't luck, it was discipline, consistency, and vision guiding you all the way. So the next time life pushes you to react, pause. Ask yourself, is this helping me grow or is it pulling me back? Remember, your silence can be louder than your reaction, and your growth is the best response you'll ever give. Don't react, just elevate and watch how life itself begins to rise with you.